Yes, I'm 30 years old with standards. It's the end of the world. I'm going to die alone. I'm so happy that I got my master's degree instead of wasting my time dating. Trust me, if I dated, my hair would have fell out my head, okay? Dating causes stress. Stress causes hair loss. So I'm so happy that I am 30 with a master's degree and not a man dragging me down.
Men living alone is a risk factor for mortality, and it's not for women.
So when a man and a woman pair up, the man lives longer because of the woman. And then the woman lives a shorter life. She dies sooner because of the man. It's just getting harder and harder and harder to justify wanting to get married as a woman. I swear. I don't know. Am I alone? Am I the only one that's just like, why would I do that? Why would I intentionally take years off of my life?
Someone asked me yesterday if I want to get married in the future, and I said no. And they said, but when you get in a relationship, you want to live with that person. I said, no. Like, to be honest, no. And he goes, what do you mean? Like, everyone wants to live with someone. And I'm like, okay, here, let's talk about this, okay? Because people think I'm crazy. But I live alone, okay? And the peace that comes from living alone and not having to deal with anyone and being able to do my own thing, and my house is as messy as I want it or as clean as I want it, and I don't have to share the bathroom with anybody. That's a big one. I was talking to a friend yesterday and he goes, I'm tired, come over and clean my house. And I said, excuse me, sir, I'm tired. I'm not gonna clean anything in my house. You got me fucked up thinking I'm gonna come over and clean your house. Hell no. And that's the thing. I get to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just so much peace, and I'm just in such a great place in my life where I'm just like, I don't want to disrupt that. You know what I mean? And
I think that part of the reason why so many women have decided not to date men or are being very selective and very intentional is because it's not possible to love yourself and a man at the same time. Most men will not allow that. So many men have put us in a position now where we have to choose. And because we have freedom, and because we can make our own money, and because we have the ability to create the life that we want without a man, we're choosing to love ourselves, even though we are capable, could, and are interested in loving ourselves and a man. But 99%, I'll say, of men simply cannot allow a woman to love herself and him at the same time.
Relationships have gone berserk. I think I'm right to say there is apocalypse in relationship, men and women relationship currently, because the way things are going, we men are not settling anymore. We men are not willing to take BS from men anymore. A lot of women are choosing to be single by choice. Yeah, that is now an option. I know it has been an option before, but it's more obvious, more pronounced than it used to be before. And a lot of women are going for that option because they've said to themselves, I'm not here to serve any man. I'm not here to be your doormat. I'm not here to be your robot. If you're not willing to bring the same quota as much as I'm willing to bring, then we can't have this relationship. If you're not willing to bend your back as much as I am willing to do, then we cannot have this relationship. Women are talking about partnership, but men still want the patriarchal slave and master kind of relationship. So it's obvious that both parties are not on the same page. So because of this and many more other reasons, women are saying, I'd rather be single by choice than be in a relationship that will bring me pain and misery. This video is on the truth about women who have chosen to live their lives without men. We are going to find out what it is to live without a man in your life, and also compare what it is to have a man in your life. Some of them have spoken about peace of mind, no drama. So we will see what it is to have a man in your life, how men bring chaos to women's life, and how women are thriving without men.
Bro, I'm literally with a nigga that hates my fucking guts, bro. For what reason, I do not fucking know. Like, your guess is just as good as mine. For you to be so good to a nigga, like damn near perfect to a nigga, and for them to just mistreat you for no fucking reason, I have no clue why you hate me. I've never stepped out on you. I've been loyal to you, trustworthy, loving, kind, supportive. Why are you so mean to me? Then he can go around everybody else and just be so nice to them. And that should be hurting my feelings, because I'm like, bro, I'm your woman. And I'm the person you're supposed to be the nicest to. Like, you're supposed to care about me more than anything. Like, this man literally hates my guts, and I have no idea why. I'm damn near perfect to this man. I'm not even bullshitting, y'all. Like, I just don't know what else to do.
Every single relationship I've had with a man as an adult has left me feeling completely mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically exhausted and depleted. And I think what this is that women are conditioned to completely abandon themselves and tend to the needs of their partner before themselves. And what I've personally found is that the more that you do for a man and the more you make his life easier, the less he respects you and the less he will do for you. If you allow yourself to be used as this endless energy source, he will just gladly hook up to you and take all of that energy without, whether it's conscious or not, it is going to happen. So you have to make sure that you guard your well-being and your energy with everything that you have. Think of it like a luxury, super rare resource on this planet that you have to protect at all costs, and you can't just be giving it away because there's a limited amount of it. Stop putting men in the center of your universe. You are the one who is at the center of your universe. Take care of you, take care of your needs, focus on how you want to grow as a woman in your career, financially, spiritually. Focus on that and stop buying into the narrative that you need to be connected to a man in some way to have value in this society.
If you have a man in your life at any capacity, being y'all just sleeping together, y'all are just dating, y'all are married, y'all are engaged, a fiance, a man always presents the threat to be a distraction. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, ladies. It doesn't matter how he's in your life. If a man is in your life, there's a possibility that he can become a distraction. And that's why so many women can't reach their goals, because they got a man in their face that's just their type, that look good, and y'all sleeping together, and the sex is good, and now you act like you can't get nothing else done. And that's what the women that's trying to teach y'all about self-mastery, that's what they're trying to teach y'all. They're trying to teach y'all, like, girl, you don't have to have no man to be happy. But if you do have one, this is how you stay the course of your own life. This is how you stay the course and still get your goals accomplished. Y'all get a little piece of man in y'all life and then start acting like you don't know nothing. I'm telling you from experience, stay on track. Already have your routine in place. Already have your goals in place. Already have your aspirations in place. Stop letting men come into your life and now you throw away everything that you've ever worked for. All your goals and dreams go out the window. You act like, girl, like you calling out of work, don't want to go to school, you do hair, don't canceling on your clients. Like, what the hell be wrong with y'all? Y'all be doing all this because a man is in your life. That is completely unacceptable.
Having a man in your life can ruin you. Some men come with emotional roller coaster. And without men in women's life, I mean women that are single by choice, they have peace. No emotional roller coaster. You're not worried about what this man is doing. Is he two-timing? Is he double dating? Is he cheating with your friend? Is he embarrassing you publicly? Is he speaking ill of you behind your back? Men do all sorts of nasty things to women. Is he belittling you? Is he just with you for sex or for your money? Does he truly care about you? You know, all these thoughts disturbs our emotional state of mind. It brings confusion to women's mind. You're always thinking, pondering, this man I'm with, should I stay, should I not? Should I trust him, should I not? Is he cheating or not? You have peace of mind. You're no longer worried about getting infected with STIs, HIV and all that, because you're very sure of yourself. It's you and yourself alone. No one to play games on you. No one to toy with your emotions. I'm not in any way saying that all men are the same, but what is common out there is that so many men don't like women. They hate women. women, but you just come to women because of what they stand to gain. And some men intentionally play games with women's emotion. It's very intentional. It's well orchestrated. It is a strategy for them.
Women hate to be bored. You see, that's why the bad boys, the players, are more attractive, because they give women the emotional roller coaster. But the majority of men keep it very baseline, very boring, and the girl, this is why she leaves. This is why the girl leaves the average man, but lusts and chases after the Chads, Tyrones. You get it. You get it. These types of dudes get women because they give women that emotional roller coaster. For example, he might be seeing multiple different women. She is trying to compete with all these different women, trying to stand out. That's creating an emotional eruption inside of her, thus her wanting this man on a very primal and raw level, my G. Understand that when you give women an emotional roller coaster, you will be the man that she can't get out of her mind. Why? Because women are emotional. Men are logical. Do you understand now? When you touch on those emotions, you will be more attractive in her eyes, because emotions are a woman's number one device. Her number one identity. It's like women are just emotional. When you can touch on those emotions, you will be more attractive to women. But if you're the average guy, average Joe, oh, I love you, blah, 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 and doing all this soft stuff, you don't stand out. You don't stand out. But the man that can create those emotions, can elicit them, that man will always win. All right, my G, I hope this video helped. Peace.
The roller coaster for you begins when that narcissist gets bored. Once they've love bombed you and gotten through that whole exciting experience, they get bored, and they get bored very easily, and that doesn't have anything to do with you. They're searching for excitement, validation, attention, and one source of supply will never be enough. Everybody tells me I give them everything, I do everything for them, but it's not enough. They need more. They need a constant source of supply, and one source of supply will never be enough. When they go off and cheat on you, it's because they need attention and validation, yet they will blame you. They think something you did fractured that relationship and caused them to go cheat. But the hookers, the strippers, them slumming, it doesn't have anything to do with you. They need to know that they still got it and somebody still wants them. They've love bombed you in the beginning. Once that excitement wears off, they don't love bomb you again until they screw up and need to get you back under control, or if they feel that they're losing control of you. And they believe they're entitled to everything you have to offer. They don't think you're going anywhere, so they can do whatever they want and you're still going to be there to take it and give it to them. No matter how much you give them, they want more. It's never going to be enough. And when a narcissist is bored, that roller coaster with you will go up and down.
The last workload that comes with not having a man in your space is rejuvenating. You get to make time out for yourself, think for yourself, do things for yourself, love yourself, explore yourself, understand who you are as a woman, as a human being. You get to make time out to appreciate yourself, because you are a masterpiece. But when you have a man in your space, the man wants you to constantly center him, and by centering that man, you lose yourself in the process. It gets worse when you have a man that expects you to be everything to him, to be his mother, to be his chef, to be his sex worker, to be his therapist, to be his appointment setter. But that man is not willing to reciprocate the same energy. They often forget that we men are also humans as much as they are. If you want from us, you should be willing to give back, because we need to refill that cup, that well, where we are drawing that energy out to serve you from. But men are not willing to do that. So many men just want to be takers. They want to keep collecting, but they're not willing to replenish the women they are draining. Having some type of men in your space spikes up your cortisol level. Some women are always under stress just because they have a man in their space, just because they are living under the same roof with a man. Some women are constantly stressed. Their body is screaming for help because of the stress their body is being put through because of that man. You see, some women, once they get into relationship, the shape of their body changes, not because they are pregnant, but because of the stress, because of the spike in cortisol level. They start having this moon shape. face. They start putting on weight because of how the man is treating them, because of the emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, just from staying in the same space with a man. So not having a man in your space means less drama.
17 things I love about being single and not living with a man. Number 1, I never have dirty socks on the floor next to the hamper. Number 2, I never have to do somebody else's dishes. Number 3, I'm never annoyed in my own damn house. Number 4, I can watch as much Bravo as I want without somebody bitching about it. Number 5, I take up the whole mattress without somebody snoring. Number 6, some peace and fucking quiet. Number 7, I cook and I eat exactly what I want. Number 8, when I buy a snack, it no longer magically disappears before I even get to enjoy it. Number 9, I can set the thermostat to whatever I want. Number 10, I don't have to watch somebody go to the bathroom with the door open. Number 11, I don't have to listen to the little clicking of an Xbox controller. Number 12, no more getting criticized about literally everything. Number 13, I don't have to watch 8 hours of football on a Sunday and live with somebody who's in a bad mood because their team lost. Number 14, I get to go to sleep without worrying if he's cheating. Number 15, I'm not disappointed on my birthday anymore. Number 16, I decorate my space however I want. And number 17, my favorite, I get the whole countertop in the bathroom to myself. Add yours in the comments.
Do you know women's cortisol levels drop 35% when they've been living by themselves for 3 months or longer? This is done by research by Joe Dispenza, and I can tell you, like, after being in partnership and living with men for so many years now, and now living on my own in my own apartment, I have never felt peace like this in my life. And this is not a slander against men or anything. I'm just telling you, the peace that I feel right now is unmatched. I feel like I can think. I feel like when I'm out in public, I'm more relaxed. I'm walking more confidently. I'm walking slower. I feel clearer about what I want to do with my future. I know what I need to do with my day. I can work longer hours because I'm not so stressed out and caught up in somebody else's mood and what somebody else expects of me. I don't feel like I'm not enough. And that's always how I feel in partnership with a man, especially when I'm living with him. I never feel like I can fully relax at home. I love to cry for no reason. Like, I just cry on a regular basis, and not because I'm sad, but just because I enjoy it. And so, like, I like to be able to do that when I'm home. And I realize when I cry more often, I'm more in touch with my feelings, and I let myself just laugh and whatever. Like, I don't feel as emotionally constipated like I do in a partnership. And I feel like then when I'm in public, I'm a lot more emotionally regulated and happy and light. Sure, was there an initial detox? Like, I felt super anxious the first day or day and a half, and I cried a lot. It's like adjusting to be on your own again. But I swear that like third or fourth day, I was like, oh my God, the clouds have cleared. Like, I'm not angry all the time anymore. Like, as you've seen on my other content, like being angry, like I forgave the guy that cheated on me. I don't care anymore. I'm moving upward and onward. Like, I feel so good. It's just, I just think women have been sold this lie that we need men and men make us happier, because you cannot contest the way that you feel when you're by yourself. As a woman, it feels just euphoric. And the last time I was by myself, it was after another breakup, and I was traveling around the world, and I equated it to just, living off my savings and traveling and, not having any obligations or being in Thailand. But I think it was just being alone. That's why I was so happy. And what's crazy too is when I was in a relationship before, like, I would always be thinking like, oh, I need to go do social stuff. I like this obligation, like, okay, I need to go make friends. Now I don't care. Like, I feel so happy just not doing anything and going and doing stuff on my own. And I'm naturally wanting to just go to, I went to a Zumba class today and saw a girl I hadn't seen him forever, and we're like, oh, let's meet up and whatever. Like, things just happen more naturally. They're not as forced, and I don't feel this constant rumination in my head that I felt when I was living with a partner. And if you want to watch the whole video of this, it's Why Women Who Live Alone Are the Happiest by Joe Dispenza. Look that up on YouTube. It will completely change your mindset.
Some men intentionally make it their mission to make sure that the woman they have in their life amounts to nothing but just a service person to them. They intentionally make sure the woman centers them, the air she breathes is them, the words that comes out of her mouth is all about them, her thoughts all about them. They always want that woman to make her life all about them. They do it to the point that they will single-handedly want to jeopardize her work, her peace of mind, her happiness, anything that she's trying to do outside that relationship. Some men, when they come to your space and they see you working, they will make sure you stop working. They will suddenly become too demanding just to make sure you don't get your office work done. Some men will derail you from starting your own business, from finding a job, from doing things for yourself, because they don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to have your own thing going for you, because most men out there are all about control. So the moment you have your own thing, you make it difficult for them to control you. So they want you to be broke, dependent, and have nothing working for you but center them so they can easily control you. But when you don't have men in your life, you become your own person. No one is there to control you. You make your own decisions.
What does it mean when I cannot be productive if my boyfriend is here? If he's gone, oh my gosh, I got a hair mask in, I'm doing laundry, I'm washing the sheets, I'm cleaning up, I'm vacuuming, I'm doing everything on my to-do list, I'm doing my taxes for next year. But if he's here, I'm lazy, I'm a slob, I can't do anything.
Now, I know this isn't the same thing, but I wasn't productive because I wasn't allowed to do anything. He required all of my time and attention. I couldn't plan any projects when he was over. I needed to give him my undivided attention. If I folded laundry or tried to tidy the house, I was told that I was avoiding him and not spending quality time. I'm a morning person. I'm up at 5:30 every morning. He would want me to lay in bed with him until noon and would sulk if I didn't. I'm not a TV person, but if he wanted to watch TV, I needed to watch it with him, even if it was something I didn't like. But I wasn't allowed to read or write or be on my phone during that time. I had to exist beside him. He would come to my house on the days that he didn't have his kids. And sometimes he would stay like 4, 5, 6 days. I would have no clue when he was going to leave. And on the days he was supposed to go see his kids, he would tell me that the schedule changed and he'd be coming to my house instead. And all I would think to myself is, can you please go the fuck home? Because I need to do stuff. When he finally did leave to spend the weekend with his kids, he would notice that I had plans. I was always busy, and he would say, I feel like you look forward to when I leave. He was right. I totally did. So obviously that relationship didn't work out.
I said that men fake to God to control women, and this person said introduce marriage. So you want to blow shit up. Walk with me. Marriage was never about love, and it was always about ownership. The system designed to control women because men couldn't control each other. And for most of history, women were not wives. They were property. And fathers transferred that property to the husbands. Even today, there are still contracts, there's still dowries, there's still bride prices. And in English law, women literally had no legal standing outside of being married, meaning that she had no legal identity outside of the marriage. Now you see a lot of men boo-hooing over marriage because they needed marriage in order to control women. And now that that's not happening anymore, they don't know what to do. And the issue is that so many of these men think that they're the good men, but what they don't understand is that that kind of ideology, that transfer of ownership is still baked into their wiring. They say, and sometimes think, that they're marrying for love, but what they are really doing is marrying for ownership. Ownership of her time, ownership of her body, ownership of her choices, ownership of her last name. And it's not always with bad intention, but that wiring is still there, and it's faulty. Men do not understand how it gets so easy for a woman to walk away because they cannot see that love cannot grow inside of ownership.
Let's take some comments. Let's see how people are reacting to the very last video. Speak on how a wedding is actually a funeral for the woman, as she is the one who is losing her identity, name, maidenship, home, virginity, etc. Her dreams and goals no longer mattered. She is now maiden, mother, grown. Marriage was created in the Victorian era from men who was not genetically fit to be having children. So to ensure their chances of spreading their genetics, marriage was the answer. It's from the book The Moral Animal, How and Why We Are the Way We Are. You're welcome. Then they used Disney to reinforce the lie. Get married and you will live happily ever after. Bullshit. The two worst fairy tales are Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid. One gets Stockholm Syndrome and the other loses her voice until she gets true love's kiss. The married women from way back were sold a bad bill of goods, and that let men put a metal collar on them and somehow made them click the lock. In court of law, we are still considered property to this day. We are still considered property, and when you get divorced, you are an entity that gets part of the contract that you signed into. In 1974, my dad literally sold me as damaged goods to my first rapist for $25, regardless of my living and supporting my child completely independent from the family at that time. That's sad. My biggest regret was getting married. Always hated the idea of marriage. The wedding is a ritual into that delusion. Arranged marriage still stands on certain parts of the world. Yes, what you're describing is coverture. Coverture held that no female person had a legal identity. At birth, a female baby was covered by her father's identity, and then when she married, by her husband's. The husband and wife became one, and that one was the husband. As a symbol of this subsuming of identity, women took the last names of their husbands.
All right, next time your girl starts saying, I feel so ugly today. I feel so, I'm so hideous. I'm just gonna be like, yo, let me stop you right there. You really think I hang out with ugly girls? The gall for y'all to call yourselves ugly? You think we out here chasing trolls? The amount of effort we'll put into hitting up a girl to rizz her up, to get her to use enough mind control to get the roles reversed so that she's now obsessed with us?
Yeah, you heard him right. He just admitted with his full chest that he plays mind games on women because he knows he's not at their level, and he knows he needs to get them to be obsessed with him when really he's obsessed with them. By the way, thank you to all the men making videos on this app and telling us the real dynamics going on behind your games and your tricks and your manipulations with women.
Single women by choice have spoken about how staying alone has given them freedom. They don't get to wait on any man's approval. No one is going to tell them what to do, what to eat, where to go, who to talk to, who not to talk to. No one is going to talk about, oh, you looked at that guy this way. Why did you wink at him? Why did you smile at him? Is my guy hitting on you? No one is going to bring any spirit, any wave of insecurity around them, because some men are insecure. They don't even want you saying hello to a man. That man has to be them. That is how insecure some men are. When you see men fighting, it's often competition amongst themselves. What are they competing for? Getting the hottest woman, getting the most pretty woman. That is it. When you often see men fight, they do that because of women. They are fighting their guys because of women. And you would think seeing a man, having a man fight his friend because of a woman, that man must truly love her. Nope, it's an ego boost. They use women to boost their ego. A lot of them truly don't care. They don't like women. But it's because of the fact that the society mandated them to have a family for them to go up the hierarchy. That's the reason why a lot of them are doing it. They are obliging to that. If not, a lot of them don't care about women. The way they feel about us reflects in how a lot of men out there treat women. A lot of men don't regard women. They treat women as trash, like we are nobody to them. We're just a service robot. And then when you talk about the religious people, they believe that women were created to serve men. Not just the religious people, but a lot of men think so. And they believe that the most a woman can achieve is having a child. Why are you going to school? Why are you trying to better yourself? Chasing a career, building a house, having a car. It's for men, not for women. So some men, when they see a woman that is so successful, they feel triggered. So being alone and not having a man in your life brings peace, gives you freedom. You don't have that enemy within, aside you having female friends. If you have female friends that are haters, you're most likely to have enemies within. But if you don't fall into that category and you have no man in your life, then your chances of having enemies within is drastically almost zero. Some men are hating on their women. The more successful you get, the more hatred you get from that man. And some of them, they are so good at masquerading it. You would never know, you would never tell. The other day, I read a post, and that post was talking about how the man himself was the one talking about it. He said he had to call in in and resign for the wife. He sent in a resignation letter for the wife because she got promoted and he didn't like it. He didn't want her to be promoted. She was sleeping when that happened and she lost her job. I also saw a man talking about how he had to pay the the instructor, when you're trying to learn a car, the instructor to fail the wife because he failed and he couldn't stand her passing the test because he failed. Some women are living with their enemies. That's the bitter truth. So if you choose to be single by choice or single, however way you found yourself being single and not having a man, you're going to have freedom.
There's a method to becoming a savage in the game. It's a skill. To control a nigga, you gotta always be able to think ahead of him. Whatever you say to him should always lead him back to you.
Ma, I don't even know what that means.
It means a man doesn't fall in love with you. He falls in love with the image of himself that he sees in your eyes. You make him think he's lit, he'll always come back to it. That's better than any drug we could sell. It's about being a woman in a man's world. Men have certain advantages. I'm teaching you how to even the playing field. You see how I got Detective Ramirez on lock?
Ma, that's easy. You sleeping with the caught up nigga.
Listen, any thought can give a man some pussy. But if sex is the best thing you think you have to offer, then you underestimate yourself and how much a man needs a woman he can depend on. That's the secret to control.
Doesn't look like he's under control.
It's all a part of the plan. Get him hooked on it.
So one of my friends just confessed to me that the guy she's dating legit texted her, "I hate the fact that I can't control you the way I want. I feel like you're not mine." Red flag. I told her, if you literally let that little thing slide by, he's creating a base for narcissistic abuse and you're gonna fall for the cycle and the trap. He already gets upset that she posts Instagram stories. She's just living her best life. He gets upset when she's hanging out with her friends. And he also got upset once when she was having lunch with her dad. I'm like, this sounds like very, very bad controlling behavior. And that's one huge red flag. Because then he's going to want to start controlling the way you dress, the way you talk, how you handle yourself in public. So my question is, what would you do if you dated a guy that started showing those behaviors and starts exhibiting those controlling characteristics? I told my friend, you've only been dating him 7-8 months. It's time to cut it loose because it's gonna get worse. Which brings me to the message of the day. Control does not equal love. Do not forget that.
Some women have never experienced peace of mind while dealing with men. It's either you become a monkey while chasing a monkey or you transform into something else. You cannot deal with some men without becoming a gamer because to them everything is a game. I'm pretty sure you saw that video clip from Power. That's 50 Cent's movie. Yeah, you will see some women say, oh, he thinks he's the one in charge, but I'm the one pressing his button, because you have to figure out a way to deal with these men. If not, they will forever use you as a mop. Honestly, is that the kind of life you would love to live? Some people get good men. There are some good men out there, but majority of the men are not good, are not as good as other good men, if you get what I mean. You get? So you get into relationship with a free mind of, oh, I just want to build, I want to be there for someone, and in turn that person is also there for me. But no, to some men, it's all about game. You text them, they take 50 hours to return the text message. It's game. Everything about them is calculated. Let's go out, they have to think about it, they have to draw a map, they have to calculate it. Good morning text message, it has to be calculated. Oh, I don't want her to see me like this, I don't want her to think of me like this, oh, I don't want to do too much. Then why are you in a relationship with a person? Why are you in a relationship with a person? I don't want her to have freedom, I want to be in charge, I don't want to lose control. It's stressful dealing with some kind of man. So some women are way happier by themselves. They feel more alive not having men in their space, be it getting divorced or choosing never to date ever. As long as they don't have men in their space, they come alive more. They feel fulfilled. They feel like they just started living their life, doing things for themselves. They see life differently. Life becomes suddenly exciting to them because that man they had in their life had a cloak of darkness that was sapping their energy and taking their joy, happiness, excitement away.
Reveals that women tend to be happier when they are single. Data analysts at Mintel say about 60% of women are happy with their status of single, while nearly 50% of men are satisfied going solo. The study also shows that 75% of single women have not actively tried to be in a a relationship in the last year, compared with about 65% of men. Here's what the study says is some of the reasoning behind it. It comes down to work, and they say that in general it shows, whether you believe this or not, or this is true in your relationship, that women do a little more work when it comes to relationships. So we're not just talking about chores and cooking and cleaning, but the emotional work, Allie, that goes into relationships as the men.
Sure, and this is for heterosexual couples. Yep. We want to emphasize that. I do think that a lot of times when you look at a marriage, a lot of the women are doing more of the household chores, and then especially nowadays, women are working just as much as men are, so then they feel like they have the burden of being responsible for children, being responsible for the household chores, and bringing home a paycheck.
Women also, they say, are better at having kind of alternative social networks. So they actually, this was interesting. I didn't know the study showed that women who don't have a partner are more active in social activities. It's the opposite for men.
I'm 74, single, and content. And why is this? Even though, like most of you, I'd love to find true love. Well, sometimes that just isn't in the cards. So I'm always looking on the bright side, and I realize there are actually quite a few pluses to being single in my senior years, even if society sometimes tries to tell me the opposite. I love having the freedom to do what I want anytime I choose. I don't have to coordinate with another partner's schedule. I can travel on a whim, sleep in, spend the whole day reading in my pajamas without any judgment. And let's talk money. I have full control of my finances. All my money decisions are 100% my own. No one is there to judge me on my spending habits. If I want to spend my money on experiences like trips, concerts, causes I believe in, donation, luxuries I enjoy, like a facial or a new piece of jewelry. Maybe I want to buy or sell a stock. I don't need a partner's approval on whether I can or not. Another plus. My living space is my sanctuary. It's always a calm atmosphere. I don't have arguments with anyone, although I do sometimes have to raise my voice at my little dog Callie when she's barking, but otherwise it's a peaceful place in my home. And being single, I'll also have more time for my personal passions: writing, painting, volunteering, walking, taking classes. I can focus on what lights me up and what makes me happy. I get to choose also my own circle of friends. My life is filled with people I want to be around. Friends, neighbors, club members, they are my support system. They're people I have intentionally picked to be in my life. They're in my life not as an obligation because of someone else. I love that I can reinvent myself anytime I want without having to get anyone else's approval or permission. If I wake up one day and I want to move across the country, change my hair, start a new business, no one is there to veto it. I have a peaceful independence. It's a kind of wealth that's hard to measure.
Ever since being single, I've really realized how much people pity single people. Like every time I say I'm single, everyone has to say like, don't worry, you're gonna find your person, a man will come, like don't worry. Girl, I'm not worried. I'm actually not worried, like in the slightest. I'm actually really happy. I'm actually really free. I'm actually really enjoying my time. I'm actually self-sufficient. I can take care of myself. I pay my own bills. I'm actually good. This like weird idea that like, don't worry, your life will start when you find a man is so weird to me. Like my life has started. My life is thriving actually. And when a man comes, sure, I'll be excited. Sure, I love like a little attention, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm not sitting here waiting for life to get good when I finally meet the one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the one, guys. We don't have to feel bad. So next time people say they're in a relationship, I think I'm going to be like, oh, don't worry. Don't worry. You'll feel that breath of fresh air again one day. Don't worry, maybe you guys will break up. Don't worry.
Let's take some comments. Slowly getting into this mindset. I do love being single, learning to embrace it as a goal, like marriage is to other people. And the ones that are saying this are the ones in relationships secretly miserable. I pity a lot of people in relationships because they are miserable. They project 9 out of 10 times. Those are people who jump from one relationship to another. Doesn't even matter who it is. We choose peace. Hear this. The other day, a guy friend said I should get married to his friend who is well settled. My response was, I want to be financially reliant on myself and do better career-wise. Friend's answer was, oh, you just have poverty mindset because you could just marry my friend and you don't have to work a day. I was speechless after that. You're already seeing the mindset because he thinks the friend will be doing her a favor. So what happens tomorrow if the friend decides to break the relationship, to move away? She goes back to level ground, zero, without having her own money. This is a state where a lot of men trap women, especially those women that are happy to be stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home wives, without having their own money, without getting paid, without having something running for them. Tell me if that man is not wicked for a man to make you a stay-at-home mom, and when he decides to divorce you, he refuses to give you anything. It shows how wicked some men can be. It means that from the get-go, he never loved you. He just saw you as a service person. He employed you for your services without paying you, because in his head, he was thinking that the fact that he was feeding you and housing you, that should be enough payment. That's how a lot of men think, and they expect you to be grateful, to show gratitude because they're feeding you, they're sexing you, and you're taking care of their children or your children for him. People who center their lives around romantic relationships tend not to have anything else going for them. That's true. The only thing I'm worried about is someone coming along and disturbing my peace.
Please tell me I am not the only one of us women over 50 who's feeling this way, because it can't possibly be just me. Do you find the thought of having a relationship completely exhausting? Because I do. Just the thought of being involved with someone and having to adapt to their routine and do things according to their preferences. And this is no shade being thrown at anyone who's happily married, who is in a great and fulfilling relationship. Kudos to you. I wish you nothing but happiness, love, and bliss for the rest of your days. I'm talking right now to the other women who, like myself, are just feeling like I am so in tune with what I want to do with my life. There is no room for anyone else. I mean, I guess, someone to go out to dinner with once in a while, but no long-term commitment, no living with anyone. Is anyone else, any other woman in that 50 and above bracket feeling like me, like relationship is just an exhausting thought?
All right, so I've been single for a little over a year now, and these are some of the things that I find as perks to being single. Bitch, I woke up at 3:30 this morning, and you know what I did? I opened up TikTok, I had that shit fucking full volume, and I was laughing out loud, bitch. Nobody give me so loud. You know what else I did? Bitch, I didn't even have to cook dinner. I don't gotta worry about, who's hungry? What are we gonna eat tonight? The stupid fucking famous question. You know what I ate, bitch? You know what I ate? A fucking piece of bread with some peanut butter. Called it a fucking night. Yep, sure did. Yeah, you know what else? All my Hello Kitty shit is out on display. The pink shit, bitch. Yeah, I don't gotta worry about fucking somebody else. No, bitch. No. You know what else I don't gotta do? Share any of my shit. I don't gotta share shit. It's all mine. Everything's mine. So if you've been contemplating leaving that loser motherfucker, bitch, here's your sign. Look what I'm doing right now. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, we're at the park. Me and my dog. Hanging out with the ducks and shit. Yep. This is what life could look like. But you're with the loser. And you know what else I didn't have to do to go on this walk? Be like, hey, do you want to go on a walk with me? Let's take the dog on a hike. And this dumb motherfucker trying to talk me out of it because he's a lady bitch. Okay, bye.
Do you know how much you can do in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year when you're completely single? Like, I didn't realize, how much time dating was taking in my life in general. I have a boyfriend right now. Where would I find the time? It is so freeing to wake up every day and there is no one in my phone. I love it. It is addicting to the point that I'm afraid of talking to a nice man because no, this is the most peaceful my life has ever been, ever. I sleep so good. I mean, you would think that I was a dead body in my bed because I go to sleep and I wake up, my blankets are unmoved. Bitch, I'm out like a fucking light every night. The biggest stress is getting gas once a month. I don't know, doing good on a project, what's next in my career, seeing friends on a weekend. I don't know. Going to a bar class,
I don't know.
That sleep is bomb. So productive too during the day. For real. It's literally regaining your energy back and I love it. I have not had boy problems in months. I feel like I can rule the world. The feeling of not having to stress over someone else and just worry about yourself is unmatched. I literally feel trapped the second I start talking to someone. It's so bad. I'm the happiest when I'm single. Literally, like yes, it'd be nice to do little things with, but overall I'm happy and I'm so at peace. Personally, I've read more than 60 books this year and it has been delightful. Dating is exhausting. Let's have fun here and there and keep it pushing. Have you heard of the breakup glow up? The glow up after breakup? A lot of women experience that. On my channel, I have covered a lot of stories on that. You see women totally transforming themselves just because they left a toxic man, just because they got divorced, just because they left a relationship that wasn't serving them. They become so different, younger, vibrant, glowing, happy, excited. And if you decide to compare their before and after picture, if care is not taken, you're not even going to recognize the before picture. Like you wouldn't even believe the after picture, the person you see in the after picture is the person in the before picture. So women lose weight, they look young, they become younger because the stress hormone cortisol can make you put on weight, make you have acne, make you look bigger than you're supposed to look, have this rounded face. I'm not saying that being obese, having weight is a bad thing entirely. Some people love to be that way, but I'm talking about people that never wanted to be that and they became that way because of the fact that they had to deal with men, all in the name of relationship. Some people are not happy being obese. Some people are not happy having weight. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not in any way trying to put down people that are overweight. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. That's far from it. So back to what I was saying. You would see a woman that was weighing 120 kg in her relationship shedding weight to 65 kg, looking way younger, happier, vibrant because she left that toxic man. And then you would see some men online complaining, why does she look prettier after the relationship? Why couldn't she do all that in the relationship? Did you give her the time to do all that when you were busy getting her pregnant, leaving the house chores to her alone to do, leaving the fact that keeping the load that comes with being a parent on her alone? You're just focused on being a provider. When do you expect her to get the time? Or how do you expect her to get the time to cater for herself, to look after herself? You want her to look pretty, not because you really do care about her. You are saying that so you can find her attractive and sex her. Some men are the weapons that fashions against you. Honestly, some men are the devil, the demons that the churchgoers are praying against, are binding every day.
I feel like you can always tell who was done dirty in the relationship after the breakup by who gets hotter. Usually, it's only one person out of the couple that gets like really hot. And every time I see that, I'm just like, I know what you went through. Because like the glow up doesn't just occur out of nowhere. The glow comes from darkness. And then sometimes, very rarely, both people get hot after a relationship. Ooh. Y'all twin flames, aren't you? If both people in the relationship get hot after, they're probably gonna get back together. Because genuinely speaking, nothing is worse than seeing that your ex got hot. Like, how are you meant to move on now when they look like that? Whenever the girl gets hotter in the relationship, all I could think about is, thank God that woman is free. That man sucked the life out of you, didn't he? Quick question, was he a vampire? You can trust me. Tell me. And whenever the guy gets really hotter, I'm like, damn, she must have been crazy in bed. And maybe like a little crazy. Because usually the guy gets hotter in the relationship. Usually being around women changes their life for the better. They get the boyfriend glow. She gets the boyfriend air.
First thought anytime I see a girl like looking the hottest she's ever looked and she's just like glowing and radiating is, oh, her and her man broke up. Because there's something about being with the wrong man that will suck the literal life out of you, make your aura go dirty. The second y'all break up, it's like little by little you start getting your sparkle back. It's like a night and day difference. This girl I know, and I had a feeling her and her man broke up because when they were together, she was like posting him 24/7, and I noticed like, oh, suddenly he's not around anymore. What's going on? And I just saw kind of like a candid, off guard, like just funsy photo of her from like the other night. She was literally glowing. I was like, this is the best she's ever looked in her entire life, and I immediately was like, okay, yeah. So they did break up. I'm telling you, when you're with the wrong man, it will suck the life out of you and not in the good way.
And I always find something wrong. You've been putting up with my shit just way too long. I'm so gifted.
This is why my breakup was the best thing to ever happen to me. This was me a year ago, literally crying every single day. I was extremely depressed and just unable to function as a normal person. And this is me now, living on my own in New York City, entering my last year of college and feeling the most confident and happy I've ever been. And I truly think the only way to get over a breakup is time and reflection. I realized I was too comfortable being in a relationship and had no idea who I was by myself. I didn't prioritize my own growth or friendships, so after the breakup, I realized I had a really weak support system and sense of identity. So in the past year, I prioritized nurturing the other relationships in my life, learned how to enjoy being alone, worked on myself physically and mentally, met so many new people, reflected on what I want in life and what direction I want to go in. And now I'm so thankful for my breakup because it pushed me to look out for myself and learn how to be intentionally happy because I no longer have the safety net of a relationship. So if you think your life is ending now and things will never get better, they always do. And so after some reflecting, that's when I realized.
Let's read some comments. Going through one right now. This made me feel better. My ex breaking up with me is the reason I'm alive today. I was so depressed. I lost everyone and unlucky in life. Immediately after, I've got everything. Please start a podcast. Please, I'm begging you. I can't wait until I find myself. How long till you've completely healed and moved on? That's a good question. The healing process is different for everyone. Some people might take months. Some people might take a year. You just have to figure out what works for you. And if you know that you are trying to heal, I think it would be wise for you to avoid anything that is going to trigger you. So avoid going back to toxic relationships. Better still, keep off men. We will get through these people. We deserve to be happy. Yes, women deserve to be happy. Women are equally humans as men are and should be treated accordingly. Many men think we are less humans. We don't have blood running through our veins. They see us to be not humans. What am I even saying? Already they tell us all the time that we are less, we are weaker vessel. That's them saying we are less of humans. And then they treat us accordingly.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So look, any man that comes and tells you that's why you single, that's the biggest compliment that he could give you, especially in this day and age, because it's not beneficial to a woman who has solidified financial security and stability, meaning that you got your own house, you got your own place, your own car, you making money. It doesn't benefit you to be in a relationship with these men these days. And I mean, I hate that. It used to be a flex to have a man because men took pride in providing for their women, regardless of all the extra headache that came along with them. Because I'm going to just tell you this, men have never been faithful. They have always cheated. And for those women say not all men cheat, whatever man you feel like has not cheated, maybe your grandfather, your grandmother took those secrets about him to her grave if she's, deceased. Or she just ain't tell you. Because every man at some point in their life and relationship with a woman has stepped out on that woman. I'm not saying that they do it all the time. You know what I mean? But at some point, especially if you've been together for years, that man has stepped out. So for all the women that's delusional to think that no man cheats, that's because you just didn't find out. That's because maybe your grandmother, kept those secrets that she knew about your grandfather to herself, or your mother, or whoever. But back then, men took pride in caring for the home. Men took pride in paying bills, putting their woman in cars for transportation because they had children. Now men use women for those things that they used to provide for women, meaning that they got men that's moving in with women, driving their cars, tearing your shit up. These men are no longer being of service to you. They're coming to you for you to service them. So, I mean, being single is a really big flex, especially when you got yourself together, because you're not obligated. You don't have to deal with the responsibility. Only person that you have to care about is yourself. So any man that's trying to manipulate you and tell you, well, that's why you single, tell him thank you, because that's a compliment.
If you're single and you're living alone and you're paying your bills on time, you should be extremely proud of yourself. Yes, I know we're all working on things. I know we all have goals. I know we're not all where we want to be. But in this moment, if you are keeping yourself afloat and you're a single gal and you're doing it all alone, celebrate that. The median cost right now in Boston to live comfortably is $200,000 a year before tax. So if you make anything under that at this moment and you're still taking care of yourself, take yourself out for a drink, do a little shopping, be proud of yourself.
Don't get me wrong, I love being single and I love living alone. It's great, it's fantastic, but fuck, it's expensive. I just spent $600 on brakes on my car, just on the front part of the car, because I couldn't afford all 4 brakes and axles and rotors and whatever the fuck. And then now I just paid my car payment, which is $500, so I just blew $1,100 in like 3 hours, and it wasn't even like fun, you know? Fuck. Sorry, it's just so overwhelming. Like, you work and 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 you work, and it's just to pay off like your basic necessities. And you can't, like, in this city that I live in, public transport, please. If I were to do public transport, it's like asking to get rate, and I really shouldn't be crying because now I have to go to another work event, and now I'm gonna be all puffy. I'm just... Living is so expensive. Just keeping yourself alive and floating is so expensive. And what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted is if I were to take public transport here, especially for my job requires a car. I have to have a bunch of shit that I have to lug with me for work. And I can't do that with public transport. I'm venting. Inflation sucks. Just living in America sucks. Living alone sucks. It's great, but it sucks. Because you have to front all the expenses by yourself. I need a husband just so that I can live. So we can split the bills.
No one is talking about how if you live in this economy, this day and age, and you are single and you pay all your bills yourself, don't have no help, you a badass. Because, baby, the price tag is high over here.
The truth is that the more money you make and the more independence that you gain, the less men have things for you. You realize that the only thing they really have is their companionship, and most of them aren't good companions. Growing up, men were a way to see the city at 3 a.m., experience a new music scene, reach greater heights. And now they just want to hang out in your house for way too long, mirroring your mannerisms, becoming you, when all you wanted from them was something completely different from yourself.
Financial independence is the key to the lock, is the vehicle to that destination, whatever destination you are looking to attain. Financial independence can take you there. If your plan is to be man-free, or you want to have a man and still have financial freedom, you need to be financially independent. You need to have your own thing working for you. Men are not the only ones that are supposed to have money. Men are not the only ones that are supposed to own properties. Why are you praying that God should give you a man that is wealthy when you can actually pray that God should make you wealthy? Why do you think a man should be the one to have the money and then spend on you? Don't you think you can also have that money and spend on men if you really want to spend on men? Please change your prayer point. Pray that God should bless you. Let you be the one to have the money. While you're praying to God, go out there and make things happen. Get a job, get more degrees. If you want to earn higher, get more degrees and find a higher paying job. If you have your degree, you can also apply your knowledge, start a business, learn a skill. There's a whole lot that can be done. Start farming. If you're in a place where you can easily acquire a farm, start farming, start manufacturing. Think outside the box. Stop praying for God to bring you a husband that has money. You can't be the one with the money. You know that, right? Pray that God should bless you while you're out there working hard. Stop praying for God to bless another human being because you want that human being to be your husband, and then your husband will not bless you with the money. What happens if God blesses your husband and he decides not to bless you with the money? He decides to keep the money to himself and spend it on another woman. What are you going to do? So pray for yourself. The money you have in your name is the money you're sure of. The money you have in your hands or in your bank accounts is the money you're sure of. So pray for your own success. Pray for financial independence, because that is what is giving a lot of women voice. If you are staying under a man's roof, you don't have that voice to talk, because when you're done talking, you're going to go back to that man's house, and if he's the one feeding you, it means you're going to get stabbed. Because a lot of men don't like it when women challenge them. They don't like it when women are exposing what they do. They don't like it. They like it when women are in the dark, when women are naive, so they can easily control us. But the moment you start showing them that you're smart, you're knowledgeable, you're in the know, you know what they're up to, they start hating you. You start hearing them say, she's not a good girl, she's not a good woman, she's not a wife material woman, she's not marriageable, because they cannot control you. It's all about control. So if you know you want to have a voice and continuously have a voice, you need to have your own money. Money gives power. You need financial independence. You cannot be having a voice and living under the roof of a patriarchy man. That is a recipe for disaster.
Something I'm realizing in this breakup with my husband is him leaving and him being cold and distant and all the things, all like negative things really, after I just gave him 7 years of my life and 3 beautiful babies. What I realize is that his actions don't define my value and my worth. And that is so important, because some women, they lose themselves when they lose their partner. They feel like they lost everything. They lose their self-worth. They think because it didn't work out that they failed and that they're no good. But the truth is them leaving and them being nasty to you and, you know, disrespectful and just not really kind, that doesn't mean you're less than and that you deserve that. That is them problem. My husband being just cold towards me, that's on him. Me, when I see him and we do our exchange with the children, I am calm, cool, collected. I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm not going to give him that power of, oh, I'm so hurt and I'm miserable. Because honestly, I'm not miserable. I mean, I'm still going through my emotions, still feeling hurt in waves, but I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm a 31-year-old young woman. I have my shit together. I know I'm going to be okay. And I know somebody's going to love me if he couldn't. I have a great support system of amazing women around me. His actions do not define anything for me right now. Like, I am honoring myself, my heart, and I'm just not even paying attention. Honestly, I'm very unbothered right now. I don't know if it's just my heart protecting me and it's just numb. I don't know. A lot of you guys in the comments have been so supportive and just telling me your experience. And you guys always say it's going to get better. And a week later, I already feel a little bit better. I already feel a little bit of lightness. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow I won't be okay, but we'll deal with that when it comes. These days and these moments where I feel strong and I feel good, I just wanted to share that message. Don't let their actions and how they're treating you, don't let that determine your value. That is the worst thing you can do. I wish you guys happy healing.
Enjoy being single. Work on yourself. Enjoy the solitude. Enjoy the peace. Eventually, someone is going to come along and they are going to sweep you off your feet. But right now, enjoy it. Enjoy being alone. Because with every relationship comes problems. Regardless if it's a good person, regardless if it's your soulmate, every relationship is going to run into issues. So enjoy your peace. Enjoy your solitude. Enjoy being alone. And just wait for God to bring the right person to you. Wait for God to show you who the right person is for you. Don't be hasty to jump into the next relationship. Don't be hasty because you get sad or you're bored or you're alone. Enjoy the singleness and wait for God to bring you your person. Don't make any stupid mistakes and waste more years of your life with the wrong person.
Women are sharing how staying away from men has created room for them to discover themselves and heal the trauma they've had throughout their lives, the trauma they got from their previous relationships. I guess that's why we heard other women talking about enjoying staying alone, trusting the process. The healing process is very, very necessary because you need to heal, not because of the next relationship you're about to get into. That is for women that are still interested in dating, but because of your own self, your mental health, you need to heal and learn how to love yourself. It's very important. Celibacy is also something that single women have been doing, because look at it, if you're single and you're not having anything to do with men, you're most likely to become celibate. I'm not talking about people using sex toy and all that, yeah? You're most likely to become celibate. So women also see celibacy as a healing journey. It does help them a lot, and some women have spoken about it. Let's hear what they have to say.
Coming up 3 years celibacy in the next couple of months. Oh, it's been amazing, honestly. I have loved it. May it long continue. I don't have any desire, need or want to date. I've not dated anyone at all because I've been too focused on me, myself and I and my healing journey. People are really shocked that I never want to have a partner in my life ever again. And then they say, oh, never say never. And then I say, never, never, ever. No, thank you. I can do what I want. I can go where I want. I can say what I want. I can be unapologetically myself. I have my freedom. I have my space. I'm looking forward to doing a hell of a lot of solo traveling in the near future. And then people say, but you can do all that, but with the right partner. But what's the point in having a partner? I don't want one. Ever. I'm honestly fine by myself. I've got my close friends, my family. I'm fulfilled. I do not ever need a man in my life. What for? I've done all that. I've done the wife thing. Then I became a widow. I've done the long-term girlfriend thing. I've done all of that. And trust me, ladies, it doesn't pay. There is literally no point. I never ever want to cook for a man ever again. I never want to clean up after a man ever again. He's a full-grown adult. He's got to learn to do that himself. Even if a man comes house-trained and cooks and cleans and is independent, still, I have no use for one. It is not worth the stress. I think when you get to a point where you've been on your own for so long, you absolutely love that freedom. And I could never ever share my bed with a man again, share a bathroom, share anything at all. It makes me feel sick. And that does not mean I hate men before people come at me. I don't hate men. I just don't want one. Why is it so difficult for some to understand that you're actually okay not being in a relationship ever again because you are so fully invested in having a positive, healthy relationship with yourself? And honestly, the amount of men that get so offended by this is quite funny, actually, because they're literally just showing themselves up. Being celibate is so empowering. Abstinent, whatever you want to call it. But I call it celibacy because I have not dated. I will not be dating. So I call it celibacy. So I'm not looking for anyone, and I never ever will want to look for anyone ever again. There's no point. But it's great. It's great having freedom. It's great having peace. It's great having such a clean home. And it's so amazing having such a clean temple be in your own body. There's no energy exchange with another because, let's face it, you don't know where that man has been. They lie. You don't know if he's in the triple digits when it comes to his body count. You do not know what they will end up infesting you with. No, not for me. This healing journey is fantastic. And ladies, if you're on the same journey, celibacy, abstinent, keep going. Trust me. Keep all that potent energy for you, for what you want to manifest.
Let's watch women express themselves, talk about how happy they are being single, the peace of mind that comes with it, the no drama zone, no chaos zone, no roller coaster of emotions. A lot of women are so happy being on this journey. Let's hear them talk about it. Let's have a look at some TikTok videos.
Do y'all hear that? No, you don't hear anything. It's peace and quiet. I'm tired of people getting on the internet and saying that, I wish I had a man. I wish I had a man. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know what you wish you had? This pepperoni pizza that I'm about to devour. I'm about to eat my pepperoni pizza. I have an ice cold Coke Zero to my name. I'm gonna go watch movies until I pass out in complete silence. I want to start embracing, given the climate of what's going on in this day and age, the men aren't really, it's very spooky out here, okay? So I want y'all to really start embracing singlehood. It's actually one of the greatest things. This piece is unmatched. I'm gonna eat my pizza. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
I love being single. Like, I don't think you understand. Before I'd ever been in a relationship before, I was literally like, I'm never getting in one ever, because what is the point? Why limit yourself to having one boyfriend when you could have like 10 if you wanted to? And then I got into a relationship and I was like, oh, this is kind of nice, I guess, like cuddles, cute, whatever. But now I'm out and I'm literally, I've never felt so free in my life. I'm so freaking happy and I can go on as many dates as I want. This is so much fun. Going on nights out is way more fun now. I can't lie, call me a red flag, but it is. I'm not even saying like getting with loads of guys. I'm just saying it's just fun, just being single. Like, I just can't even explain the feeling. You don't have to update anyone on your day. You don't have to say good morning, good night. You can just live. I'm never getting in a relationship ever. If you see me announce one, then I'm being held hostage, or they're the funniest man I've ever met, because I've actually never met a funny guy before in my life. I am single for the rest of my life. Why would I ever now like become in a relationship again? I just don't get it. Once again, now I have experienced one and I've experienced being single, and I still don't see a point in relationships. So maybe it's a me issue, maybe it's an avoidant attachment. There is no point in them, and I prefer being single, because like hot girls are single. I actually do think that like the baddest girls are single, or the girls who don't show off their boyfriend. Like, I had a friend and I swear to God, I was like good friends with her for 3 weeks, and then I found out she had a boyfriend. She'd had him for ages, and I was like, what? Like, you have a boyfriend? And I thought that was the most bad bitch like hot thing ever. I'm like me again, and I'm so freaking happy about it. I've not been like me right now for the past 2 years, which is insane. I'm so glad like I've got my mindset back. It's also weird how different brains work, because this is my brain when I'm single, that like I'm literally on top of the world. When I was in a relationship, I did feel a bit trapped. Some girls like hate being single. I just think that's crazy. I can't imagine your mindset. I'm actually born to be single. Don't ever fucking put me in another relationship again, lad. This is me, and I've not felt this in 2 years, so it's like I just feel so happy right now. And I hope that the single girls can relate to me right now, because it's so fun and just like refreshing.
I've become so content being single, and I wish more people saw the beauty in it. I'm not gonna lie, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have jumped at the chance to be in a healthy relationship. But now, as I'm maturing and I've been single for a while, I've truly realized that being in a relationship is an obligation, and the freedom that comes with being single isn't talked about enough, and it's so liberating. Because, you know, a relationship is an obligation. When you're with someone, you do have to consider how they feel. The way you move, you have to consider them. And when you're single, you don't have to do that. Your only obligation is you, your goals, your dreams, your achievements. But when you're in a relationship, you can't just think for yourself. You have to think about them too. And I just feel like I'm too young. I'm too young to be doing that right now. I really, really, really am. What do I look like thinking about someone else and, you know, factoring in them when I need to be? This is my time to be focusing on me, finding out who I am, finding out what I really want to do, what I really want to accomplish. Like, you know, am I the only one that feels this way? I don't know. I just think there's so much beauty in being single, and our generation has made it out to be this, like, if you're single, you're miserable, you're lonely, you're not capable of love. It's ridiculous. I actually have really learned to love being single. Of course, I love the idea of a relationship, and when one finds me, I'll be grateful and I'll cherish it, but I'm not in a rush. I am not in a rush. Actually, all that these relationships are showing me in this generation, no shade, is that being single is actually the move. Because people jump into relationships, you getting cheated on, people, it's too much. It's too much. I actually am very content being single.
I love it. I love the idea of a relationship. I'm not gonna lie and try and front like I don't think about it, but I'm so content with where I am now, and I have so much going on for myself that being tied down to a person, it just doesn't even, I don't know. No, it's actually giving me anxiety thinking about it right now.
So I willingly decided to become a single mom. And as somebody who had the apartment, had the brand new furniture, I brought the kids home to that apartment with my baby daddy. I chose to not settle for that life because I did not want to be in a relationship. And I chose to move back in with my mother for the time being, while I save money to get my own place with my daughters now. And there was a couple deciding factors into why I made this decision to split with my baby daddy. And the main one for that is I just did not want to be responsible for my 2 children and a grown man at the same time. I didn't want to cook for him. I didn't want to have to clean up after him. I didn't want to have to coddle and baby him and exhaust myself into trying to balance motherhood to twins and be a girlfriend. I wasn't even married. We had talked about marriage, and it took me very short amount of time to realize I did not want to get married to him. And that would have probably been the worst decision of my life. And instead of doing that, I now decided to develop a co-parenting relationship with him. And he still is able to have that relationship with his daughters. And I'm able to have this healthy co-parenting relationship with him without me having to essentially take care of him and take on this extra role that I didn't want to have to take on when I knew that I was already going to have to take on the role of being a mom. Another reason is our relationship was just toxic. It wasn't going to work. I didn't want to raise my daughters in an environment where they were going to be around toxicity. 2 happy households is way better than 1. And I truly am happy in this decision, and it's what I want. So when people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you're a single mom," I'm like, don't be, because I had made this decision on my own.
Things I love about being single. My friend was like, "Oh, like I'm so lonely. I wish I had someone, yada, yada, yada." So I'm going to tell you why we should be grateful for why me and you, I bet you're single, why we should be grateful about it. Number 1, learning more about yourself. We get to learn about what we like to do in our spare time. We get to learn about what we like to do when nobody else is watching. We get to learn about everything, how we feel, what we are in our loneliness. What do we want when we're lonely? How are we going to react to certain things? Everything. We learn what our hobbies are, what we do in our spare time. Literally everything. We learn so much about ourselves. Number 2, the freedom. Honestly, I think that's the best one, but the freaking freedom that we get from it. We do not have to sit there and wait if he's going to text us back and think, "Oh my gosh, how long? Is he even going to text me today? When's he going to text me back?" No. The freedom that we have to think of nothing. We don't need to worry about what he's doing. Is he cheating on us? Who cares? Because he's not there. We do not need to worry about anything. We have that freedom. We can go out. We can make out with whoever we want. We can do whatever we want. We can give a number to whoever we want because we have that freedom. Number 3, we get to better ourselves. We get to literally go to the gym whenever we want. We can eat whatever we want. We don't have to go out on dates if we don't feel like it. We can go on dates when it's our cheat day. We can pick and choose that. We can literally have all the time in the world to better ourselves. Get better at your job. Get better at your hobby. Go to the gym more. Get more tighter. Get more lean. Do your thing. Number 4, we all know that scared feeling that we get when we think something's wrong or someone is losing interest or someone's cheating on us or whatever. That pit that you have in your stomach. No. When we're single, we don't have that. We do not have that because we're not worrying about anyone. And last but not least, number 5, we don't owe anyone anything. We don't need to tell anyone where we're going, what we're doing, how we're feeling, how much we're spending on anything, literally anything. We do not owe anything to anyone. So be happy if you're single, okay? Because this is your time to thrive.
I consider myself good at being single. I do a lot of things alone, everything really. And as much as my singleness has frustrated me in the past, I can now see that God's hand of protection has been over me, like a good dad protecting his daughter from throwing away her future to be with a guy. Because if I'm truly honest with myself, I probably would have done exactly that. I love love. I want to be loved and cherished. Especially when I was younger, there's a lot I was willing to give up and sacrifice to experience that. So who knows what my life would have looked like if I did have those boyfriends I so desperately longed for when I was younger. Thank you, Jesus, for protecting me and allowing me to be where I am today. Now, on the days where I do feel a little blue, where the tugging for that godly husband feels a little stronger, I have to remind myself of my first love, Jesus, the one who loved me before the foundations of the earth. So, daughter of the Most High, if you are currently in a season of singleness also, please know that God has not forgotten about you. He's a good dad, and you're way too precious to him to be given to just anyone. Don't waste the solo time you get to have with Jesus now. It's you and him. Cherish that, because by the grace of God, when we do meet our husbands, the single season is a season that will never come around again.
Relationship, marriage is not a do or die affair. If you're in a relationship and that man is not treating you well, you're not happy in that relationship, you don't feel fulfilled in that relationship, please, you're not a tree, you're not planted. Pack your bags and leave. No one says a woman cannot survive without a man, although that is the narrative the patriarchy people are trying to sell to us women. But I tell you, women have been surviving without men. So many women are surviving without men. There are so many widows that have refused to remarry. Not because they so loved their deceased husbands, no, but because they're not willing to deal with men anymore. They're not willing to take the biggest they took from their husbands anymore, from any other man, because they know men are babies looking for women to murder them. That is what it is. Men get married to women with the expectation of having those women do things for them, clean up after them, baby them, cook for them, feed them. Isn't that person a big baby? That person is a big baby. Intentionally a big baby, because same men would go out there, go to their job, their workplaces, and execute big tasks. But when they get home, they want to be seen as a baby. A couple of months back, I inserted a clip where a man was saying that if a woman does not adopt you as her first child, she is not a marriage material. Do not marry her. This is what the system tells men. A woman needs to treat you as her own child as well. You need to be her first son, because they want that woman to treat them as a child. And you know what it is when a woman treats a baby as a child, or a human being as a child. She's going to do everything for you, and that is what a lot of men want. And when they get married, it's like they went to buy themselves a slave. So if you find yourself in a position that is not favoring you, be it in a marriage, in a relationship, please leave. And as an adult, learn to have skills. Equip yourself. Build yourself up. Don't take marriage or relationship as a poverty eradication program. No, because you're going to end up hurting yourself on the long run. Develop yourself. Like I said, learn a skill. Go get a job. Make your own money. Your money is your freedom. Financial independence is what is going to give you a voice and sustain your voice. You cannot be talking about what men are doing to women and you're living under the roof of a patriarchy man. It's not going to work. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like this video if you're here to do so. If you like it, subscribe, and also share this video with your friends and loved ones. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for your support.